Difference between its manga and anime and newly added scenes for which watch. Episode 16. At the beginning of the episode, when Miharu greets the others after waking up, in the anime the others are shown from Miharu's perspective, however in the manga it is shown from a general perspective. The anime shows that the conversation Miharu has with Kanchi and Keigo happens while they are at the table, however in the manga only the dialogues are seen. The anime removes Miharu's line where he says he lost energy from spending all night unpacking, which is why he asked Morihito to absorb his energy. In the manga, the narrator introduces Miharu while he is using Drain on Morihito, however in the anime it is introduced while his reaction to absorbing Morihito's energy is seen. The anime adds a scene showing Masumi's change before and after being drained by Miharu. When Miharu refuses to absorb Kanchi's energy because Tengu energy is unpleasant, the anime adds a scene of Miharu sticking out his tongue. In the manga this is only mentioned. When Nico forces Miharu to absorb her energy, the anime shows Nico and Miharu's reaction in depth. In the manga only Nico and Miharu's arms are seen. When Miharu absorbs Nico's energy, the anime adds a scene of a green bubble breaking. The anime goes into more depth about Nico fainting after Miharu absorbs her energy. In the anime, when Nico is asked if she is okay, a shot of the house is shown, however in the manga this does not happen. When Nico is recovering from losing her life energy, the anime shows a shot of all the members at the table. In the manga only Nico is shown. After Miharu says out loud that Nico is in love with Morihito and after Nico, Kanchi and Keigo's reactions, the anime adds a scene of everyone staring at Morihito before he reveals that he didn't hear anything. The anime did not adapt the panel in which Miharu is seen in his typical vampire clothing. In the manga, when Kanchi, Nico and Keigo talk to Miharu about what she said earlier, the clock on the wall is shown, however in the anime this does not happen. In the anime when Nico, Keigo and Kanchi talk to Miharu you can see Nico fuming because she is so embarrassed. As Miharu talks about how he just wanted them to like him as an only child, Kanchi, Keigo, and Nico can be seen getting excited. The anime removes Kanchi's dialogue where he tells Nico and Keigo that they are getting carried away by Miharu's words before getting carried away by Miharu's words. When Kanchi talks to Miharu about the house rules as her superior, in the manga Miharu crouches down in front of Nico and Keigo who are standing while in the anime everyone is sitting so Miharu crouches down in front of them while they are sitting. The entire tour that Nico, Keigo and Kanchi give Miharu through the house is cut from the anime. The anime removes Nico's line where she says she wants Nemu to live in the house so they can be balanced. After Miharu encourages Nico, Keigo, and Kanchi to make dinner to cheer up Morihito, the anime adds a scene where Nico, Keigo, and Kanchi react to Miharu's presence as if they were seeing a divine being. The anime removes the dialogue where after seeing the mess they made, Morihito gives instructions to Nico, Keigo and Kanchi on what to do to fix the mess. The anime adds a scene of a corner of the house being burned. After Miharu tells the others that they all like living in the same house, the anime adds a shot of the garden. In the manga, after Miharu says that everyone else likes living together, the scene where Morihito shows the others that he made nameplates for the doors happens, however in the anime this scene is moved to the end of the episode. In the anime, Morihito is seen making said dog tags while in the manga he tells the others to grab one showing that they are already made. The anime adds a scene of Morihito hanging said nameplates as well as a scene of Nico, Kanchi, Keigo and Miharu watching him do it. In the anime, Miharu realizes that his parasol is missing after not seeing it on the umbrella stand, while in the manga it is Kanchi who tells him. In the anime, Miharu and Kanchi are standing in front of the door while talking about the missing parasol, while in the manga, Miharu is standing in the living room when Kanchi tells him the news. The anime shows how Miharu gets increasingly angry while Kanchi says that he didn't mean to lose his parasol. In the anime when Kanchi explains why he took Miharu's umbrella he is seen going to the store while in the manga Kanchi is seen carrying the parasol when he saw that it was starting to rain while he was still at the door of the house. The anime adds a scene of Miharu interrupting Kanchi's recollection, believing it to be a made-up story. The anime removes the scene where Morihito, Kanchi and Keigo are seen listening to the argument between Miharu and Kanchi. In the anime, as Kanchi describes the person who stole the parasol, the image of the person is shown moving behind Kanchi. While Kanchi and Miharu argue over whether the person who stole Kanchi's parasol is a fabrication, the anime shows Morihito, Keigo, and Nico's reactions to the argument. In the anime, they are in the hallway listening to the conversation, while in the manga they are in the dining room. The anime adds a scene of Morihito sighing. In the anime, while Morihito explains that Miharu can't walk in the sun without her parasol and Keigo says that Miharu's parasol is personalized, Miharu is shown getting angry about what happened. The anime cuts to Nico's dialogue where he asks Miharu if she doesn't want him to go buy a new parasol for him since it's a sunny day. The anime cuts to the scene where Nico asks Miharu if he's upset, to which he replies that he is, because of a stupid Tengu whose name he won't mention. In the anime, when Nico tells Miharu that she has a perfect spell for him, you can see Kanchi, Morihito and Keigo, which doesn't happen in the manga. The anime moves the scene where Nico gives the explanation of Cloud Crown to Miharu after Miharu is already walking on the street with the spell. This is for the purpose of adding new scenes. The anime adds a scene where Miharu is seen leaving the house without showing it because he has the spell on. The anime adds a scene of Morihito, Nico, Kanchi and Keigo watching Miharu walk out the door and asking if she is okay, to which Nico replies that she will be. In the meantime, Kanchi's reaction is added, feeling guilty about what happened. The anime adds a scene where Miharu is seen walking down the street while being obscured by Cloud Crown. In the anime, after Nico casts Cloud Crown on Miharu, he doesn't receive a blast of air like in the manga. The anime removes the scene where Miharu, seeing no changes, asks Nico what kind of spell she cast on him. When Nico explains to Miharu how Cloud Crown works, the anime adds Morihito, Keigo, and Kanchi to the scene as well as their reaction. In the manga, a representation of the spell is shown using Miharu as an example, however the anime did not adapt this and only showed Nico explaining it to Miharu. In the anime when Nico tells Miharu that she shouldn't be happy because the clouds will go away, Keigo, Kanchi and Morihito are shown watching. The anime removes the dialogue where Miharu thinks that even though she knows Nico did it with good intentions, it's still problematic. In the manga, after Miharu starts having negative thoughts again, thinking about everything that bothers him, he walks a little until he reaches the park and sees two people getting engaged. However, in the anime, after recovering the cloud, Miharu doesn't move from the place and finds the two people getting engaged. The anime removes the dialogue where one of the comedians mentions that the performance they did was for the elimination round 1 of the M1 Grand Prix. The anime shows Miharu walking away from the comedians as they watch him leave after giving his speech about differences. When Miharu remembers the time she first received her parasol, the scenes of Miharu and her father are intercut in the manga, while in the anime this does not happen. The anime adds a scene of Miharu almost fainting while trying to catch the thief while his vision blurs. In the manga, Kanchi and Miharu are walking through the streets after retrieving Miharu's parasol while in the anime they are still following the park. The anime removes Morihito's line where he says that Kanchi and Miharu became good friends. The anime changes the events of Nemu's arrival at the Otoji house. The anime removes the scene where Nemu texts Nico to ask if she can come over to her house. The anime shows the conversation briefly without any context. The anime removes the scene where Nemu is seen embarrassed for having the courage to ask Nico if she can go to her house to fulfill her promise with Wolf. In the manga, Nemu mentions her plan to transform Keigo into a wolf to fulfill her promise with him while she is at his house, however in the anime she mentions this when she is already at the Otoji's house. In the anime, Nemu is greeted by Keigo, this being original to the anime since in the manga she is greeted by Nico, Morihito and Kanchi. In the anime, Keigo mentions that when he knew that Nemu was coming, Nico went out to buy things, just like Morihito, while in the manga, Nico tells Nemu that she has to help a friend and will go out for a while, and Morihito decides to accompany her by being her bodyguard. The anime removes the line where Kanchi says he has to go to his part-time job. The anime doesn't mention where he went. The anime adds a scene where Nemu tells Keigo that she will come back later to which Keigo tells her to wait there. The anime removes the dialogue where Nemu wonders about Keigo's look. The anime removes the scene where Nemu says she went to Keigo's room to see if there was anything they could talk about but didn't recognize anything. In the manga, while Keigo sees how pretty Nemu is, she is looking at her phone, while in the anime she is thinking of a way to make conversation. The anime cuts to Keigo's internal thoughts on how to talk to Nemu. The anime removes the conversation Nemu and Keigo have about their musical tastes. The anime eliminates Nemu's inner thought that if there was something shaped like a crescent moon she could end it quickly. The anime cuts to Nemu's thoughts on Keigo's appearance. The anime removes the dialogue where Keigo mentions that there are things that cannot be changed. In the manga, when Nemu talks to Wolf they speak normally, however in the anime, Wolf puts Nemu against the door to talk to her. The anime adds a scene of Nemu running down the stairs after hearing Nico arrive. The anime adds a scene of Morihito, Kanshi, and Miharu watching Nemu hug Nico after arriving home. The anime adds dialogue of Nico apologizing to Nemu for being late. The anime adds a scene of Wolf walking down the stairs. The anime shows Wolf and Nico arguing about what Wolf did to Nemu. In the manga, Nemu sticks out her tongue while still hugging Nico, however in the anime Nemu sticks out her tongue while looking at Wolf. When Nemu mentions that Keigo looked cooler when he wasn't trying to be, the anime focuses on Wolf. Trivia: the anime does not mention that Masumi is 43 years old. In the manga chronology, the events of chapter 41 happen after the Summer Demon arc.